Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Gamer 101 podcast. I'm your host, Lukas. This is Pete,
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here again.
and we got something prepared for you today. Well, it's battle getting to this point, but we're ready.
Heck yeah, brother. Just like the 2019 is ready for us, we are ready for what's coming.
Yeah. So, starting 2019, you bought a gaming PC.
Yep, I did after quite a few years of being a console player. And honestly speaking, I was hooked there for the past 3 days. And combined with the Steam sales, I spent quite a few money. Not considering the PC itself, but the Steam sales. It's pretty powerful machine to be able to play even the titles in the following 2 years at high details. I believe it was a really, I couldn't miss it. That's how great of a value my gaming setup is right now.
Yeah. And because of this, you missed recording yesterday, so we had to push it to today.
It kind of became a habit. If
Yeah.
it is not Thursday, then it's Friday for sure.
Yeah. Um. So, what you been playing on that machine?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, I haven't played a game newer than 2016. Just thinking about it.
Okay. It's not
I
that
was
big of a machine, I think.
I'm just waiting for some game coming out this year to see if I can really push the limits of the machine. But basically, back to your original question, I bought all games from the Batman or franchise. I bought NO 2070, Rage, First Tomb Raider, Witcher 2, bunch of games, and when I maxed out all the settings to ultra, it's running smoothly 60 FPS, no issues there.
Good, good.
So, uh,
So you
long,
played basically all games.
yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I saw you playing Mad Max, which you also have on PS4, so I don't know why you bought it on PC.
It was only €5, and then you think about it, €5 the price of
You
kebab.
already have it.
I do, but I can. Uh,
I'm pretty sure you played Batman on PS4 as well.
yes, but still, it's for that low prices, it would be
No,
a
it's not
thing
worth it when you
to
played
miss.
something already.
But this gives me a whole new feeling because you still remember where I played it. It was 22-inch TV. Now
Okay.
I've got 4K.
What
Even
you?
though I'm
Yeah,
not
but
planning,
what
I'm
what
not
do you got
running
your computer hooked up to? To your TV?
yep, to my 4K TV right now.
Okay. So you're sitting at your computer
No.
from
I no.
from 20 centimeters looking into a 40-inch TV.
No, I'm sitting about 2 meters far away. I've got Bluetooth mouse and keyboard that is long enough.
That's not PC experience.
I know it isn't, but there wasn't much money left to buy a standalone monitor to it survive.
So I'm looking forward to the time when you buy a controller and start playing your PC games on your TV with the controller,
There's
which you were
software.
already doing basically.
Yes, and there is a software where you can hook up a PlayStation 4 controller and
Yeah.
you are able to play games there.
Hmm.
So
I have that. Yeah. I used to use that before I bought a controller for my PC, and I play my PC games with a controller. Yeah. All right. That's good. So, speaking of that, I mentioned that you missed or you delayed the recording date to today,
yes, that's correct.
and um, as there are not really that many news, we decided, or you found, um, something that's pretty interesting to not only us but to general public, I would say. Back in September, the World Health Organization um, filed the gaming disorder as a real thing.
Yes.
And
Firstly, it became official by the Chinese psychologists, but yeah, as you said, prior to this year or well, last year, the
yeah,
gaming disorder has been recognized as the as a disorder which is to be treated.
so I like how, since I don't know when, these kinds of organizations and various others were trying to, say that gaming you can be an addiction and such. And I guess there's no concrete evidence for that, so they decided, well, it's a disorder now.
Well, here, judging or looking directly at the report where I found it, there are three signs how the gaming disorder is
Yeah. Do you care
displayed.
reading the whole paragraph of what is a gaming disorder?
Yeah, I can. So, according to the World Health Organization, gaming disorder uh, can be recognized by three main factors. The first one is the loss of control over your gaming. The second one is prioritizing gaming instead of your hobbies and other activities. And then thirdly is basically continue with the gaming, even though the player knows the negative impacts of the gaming, and still you
Uh,
don't really acknowledge them.
What are you looking at? I'm looking at the WHO website.
Well, I got different source.
Okay. So I would add that on the official WHO website, for gaming disorder to be diagnosed, the behavior pattern must be of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning, and would normally have been evident for at least 12 months. So today is 4th of January 2019. I will be following you because yesterday you showed symptoms of gaming disorder when you preferred playing an old game that you played already instead of doing this.
Look,
I will keep
okay.
my eye on you.
Thank you for actually caring for me. Well, according to the three signs that I've mentioned, yes, yesterday I've lost control over my gaming. Yes, I've prioritized gaming before the other hobbies, obviously before the podcast itself. And thirdly, yeah, it might be having a negative impacts on my life, but let me say just I fully accept it and nothing's gonna change.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to add to this as well because I don't think it's a big deal because adults as us, yeah, we go to work or to school or these kind of things. You don't not go to work because you need to, or don't tell them in work I need to go home sooner because I need to play a game. You know,
Well,
playing gaming is a hobby. Yeah, it's no different to going.
singing
Mhm.
is not different to singing,
Yeah, to
for example.
singing or to whatever. Playing in a band, you play to someone's garage and you play and you practice. You go home and you play video games. It's no different.
Or just like in my case, when I still work part time, when the huge game was coming out, I just didn't show up at work. I said, "I'm sorry, the Red Dead 2 is coming out, the Spider-Man." For whatever reason, I didn't specify it obviously because I didn't want to face, or I didn't really have the courage. Not the courage, but I wasn't in the mood to deal with their bullshit. Or like, yeah, these and that. So I just stayed home.
I have never done that. Honestly, I've never called to work sick because I wanted to play video games. I called to work sick because I didn't want to go to work.
So that's
That's me
acceptable.
being lazy. I didn't never call sick because I wanted to play a video game. And speaking of that, um, you know, uh, we play video games a lot. In the last 10 days, of which one was free, two was free. I'm sure I personally played like 40 hours of video games, which is
40
a
hours,
lot. If
40 hours in 10 days.
yeah, which is a lot if you think about it. But that's not that much that I wouldn't be able to go to work, to hang out with friends, to do this. Be ready also yesterday. Go out with the dog, spend time with my father. It was all good. So it's just a hobby, you know.
But still, as you see more and more kids, especially young children, getting engaged with the games, where which is associated with mobile gaming itself, where people, even though they are not at their homes, it doesn't stop them from playing. They still continue playing, and there are even specialized mobile phones specifically designed for gaming with enhanced cooling and that sort of stuff. It's just getting bigger. So I truly believe gaming disorder will prevail and will be a real issue in the following 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, but that's bad parenting. I would you consider, when you still had your 2DS, or now that you have a Vita, would you consider taking it to work with you and playing a game?
Nope, not really.
Yeah. I mean, I when I go to the bathroom or whatever, I do take my phone with me and I play a quick, Bejeweled or something. But I would not consider taking a real video game to work.
But sometimes when I go to toilet, I spend there 30 minutes, not just on the toilet, because
Yeah, of course, but
I got a game to finish.
yeah, but I understand. But you didn't go there with the intention of playing this game.
You never know what your mind really does behind your own consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
There's a discussion for a whole different world.
Yeah, this is for the spin-off podcast we're gonna have.
Spin-off podcast. Can't wait.
What our mind is doing subconsciously.
Spiritual Gaming Volume 2.
Spiritual gaming podcast. Our dead relatives play games with us.
Okay, no jokes here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know what to add. I think you're all right. It might be a issue in the future, but it is caused because of bad parenting, not because.
But then again, how do you really monitor your children if you as a parent are at work most of the time?
They go to school, no?
Yeah, so then at school you can't really
There's teachers at
forbid
school.
them.
When do they have time to play video games at school?
During the lessons. That's easy.
No, that's the teacher is there for that. To take away their phone, return it at class end. It's
What
easy.
if the teacher is supportive enough that he will join them?
Okay, and good for the kids, I guess.
Change the fucking school. Leave the city.
I don't know. That's a very if question. No, if they're at school, they should learn. Then they are, because I don't know. You get home at 5. They can be at school until what? When I was a kid, I could have been at school until 4:30 in the afternoon thing.
Yep.
You had that?
Not really.
But it exists. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. I just rushed from school back home, to play games.
In 1995.
No, but in the late 2000s.
Well, that was when you were in high school. I'm talking about like 8-year-olds.
Okay. No, I didn't have the first. We didn't have a PC up until I was probably 12 or 13.
Yeah, but still, well, then when you're at home, your parents can, you know, keep tabs on you. Okay, finish your homework, and then you can play video games. Who cares?
I mean, personally, in my case, they tried. They even, when I was playing like a lot or extensively, a father used to, before going to work, he basically unplugged the whole computer and took the cord with him to work. So then I decided to buy a new one. As soon as he left, I plugged it in again.
No, I just, I must have had my homework done, and that's how I will raise my kids. If they want to play games, great. I support it, but they need to have everything ready. Yeah.
You know, the world can change so much in
Yeah, it'll
10
be
years.
whatever. The 2 years there's war gonna be. So real dead. We're not gonna get to episode 600 because we're all gonna be dead.
What a bright future
Yeah.
waiting for us.
Anyway, let's move on from from the bright future to a little closer future, or to present actually. January PS Plus, Xbox Live games with gold games are announced. And I guess at the point of recording, they're already available for download.
Yeah, they
Right.
should be.
Do you have that open?
Working on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, Humble Bundle games are the new ones for February are announced.
So introduce us to the Humble Bundle
Yeah,
while
so
I will...
if you are subscribing to Humble Bundle, you can download right now Yakuza 0 and the Division 1.
Okay, both considered to be AAA games.
Yeah, and on 1st February you get some more games, which is great.
Okay, still working on it. So from what I know, from what I
Okay, I know
remember...
I have the PlayStation ones also open.
Okay.
You can get on PlayStation, you can get Steep and Portal Knights, and why is there not the rest of them here? We're so prepared.
Of course, as usual.
Uh-huh.
So Xbox Live Gold. Yeah, got it.
Go.
So for the January 2019, the games are Never Alone.
Wasn't
Loading.
what? This was last month.
No.
Sorry. Yes, it was.
It's still available until January the 15th.
Okay.
Celeste, which won the Game of the Year for the best independent game,
Yeah.
one category.
That's pretty good. That's already on. That's pretty good.
Yeah, is up there.
You still got your Xbox?
No.
Okay.
WRC 6, which is a racing game.
Okay. Which stands for World Rallycross.
Okay, thank you.
Or no, it stands for World Rally Championship. But also World Rallycross.
For the Xbox 360, there will be Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, coupled with Far Cry 2.
Yeah. Backwards compatible? Or forwards compatible? The Xbox One?
Yeah, I believe they are always doing that.
Okay, great. It's a pretty solid lineup.
It is.
Yeah. So PlayStation is doing Steep, Portal Knights, for PS4, and for PS3, Zone of the Enders HD Collection, which is a PS2 game, I believe. Amplitude, which is I don't know what. Fallen Legion for Vita and PS4, as also I don't know what it is. Alien Assault. So, are there aliens, but they're also mutants?
Yeah, so there is no chance against them. You just
Okay,
gotta give up.
they're alien mutants. Okay, but super alien mutants.
You know what's even more interesting is I believe there will be only January, February, and March, and then the Vita games and PS3 games are gone. There will be no more Vita and PS3 games within the PS
Do
Plus.
we have that confirmed from some?
I believe
source?
it was confirmed all the way at some point during last year.
That will be only PS4 games.
Yep,
How many?
it wasn't specified. It just said that starting from April or March 2019 will be the last month in which PS3 and PS Vita games will be part of PlayStation Plus.
Do you think in April they will announce PS5 then?
I would wish they do that.
Because they're getting rid of those, and they're like, oh well, in a year and a half you're gonna have PS5 games.
Or even sooner, who knows?
Nah. All right. Speaking of new consoles, there's this studio called Slightly Mad Studios. You might have heard of them. They make Project Cars, and before that, I think they made Need for Speed Shift.
And they have something special for all of us.
A new console.
A new console indeed. They even revealed the first images with blurry internals because they don't really want to reveal what's powering up their consoles. It will be truly powerful console for 4K gaming, 60 FPS, even VR, and the Ian Bell, who is I guess the head of maybe slide of the studio, confirmed that the VR will be 60 FPS per one eye, so 120 if you use the VR headset.
What?
100.
Is that
Okay,
how
here
it
is the
works?
statement.
Will you
will
get your one eye gets separate frames and then your second eye you get
Okay.
120 frames in your eyes? I'm sure your brain will melt if you get 120 frames. World doesn't move in 120 frames.
Let me correct myself. Here is an official tweet. He says we are going 90 frames per eye, which is 180 frames internally for both eyes.
What does that mean?
It's super smooth gaming.
It's too smooth. Nothing moves that fast.
Now it does, thanks to the studio.
How? What? No, that's stupid.
Yes, it was confirmed.
But that's stupid. Why did? How? So how does I don't know how the brain works. That's also for spirit. That's brain gaming. That's the second spin-off. So your eyes see frames separately? So when I'm looking at when I'm playing God of War and it's 30 frames locked, then I'm actually one eye is seeing it at 30 frames, and second eye is seeing it at 30 frames. So I'm seeing it at 60 frames per second. Yes?
I guess then the image will kind of merge together and it will be on 30.
Oh.
You know, just like you said, this is the information. We are just there to.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe not to us, since we are not an expert on the brain waves and how the whole brain works, but that's what they are going for.
Okay, if anyone's listening who's an expert on brain, please leave a comment how you can see 180 frames by looking at 290 frames per second images.
No, it says like the VR headset For one eye, the picture or it will be projected in 90 FPS per eye.
Yeah, but then you only see 90 FPS, no? You don't? No?
You know, math can be sometimes very tricky.
So if while wearing the headset, I close one of my eyes, I lose frames?
Why did you say wearing a headset?
Isn't it called headset?
Okay.
No?
Yes, I believe so.
So I lose half my frames. Okay. Maybe it's gonna be like, you see, one frame is on one eye and other frame is on the other eye, and it just does this.
Maybe we should ask someone who is half blind to give us feedback how he perceives PlayStation VR using only one eye.
They don't perceive depth, so they can't see 3D VR.
What?
Yeah, if you don't see in one eye, you cannot see
VR?
3D. So watching a 3D movie is pointless.
But we are talking about VR, which is also 3D, but that's...
I guess it's a different technology, but the same rule would apply, no?
Suddenly the technology or jargon applies here. So are you saying me that someone who can see only on one... Someone who actually has only one eye functioning, if he puts a VR headset on his head, he will see nothing.
No, he will see it normally.
Okay, how do you see it not normally?
Well, I don't know. I don't see with one eye, but but you don't perceive depth as good when you only can see with one eye. And that is a fact. And also is a fact when you go watch a 3D thing, you cannot see 3D even with the 3D glasses when you only have one eye.
Okay.
So I'm assuming maybe this applies also to VR. I don't know.
Next time we'll invite a host who can prove us wrong or confirm our theory. Yeah, a guest. Okay, excuse me.
Learn your English.
We'll just replace you altogether with different hosts.
We're all gonna be hosts and no guests.
And we probably missed the most important news. The new console will be, or is called Madbox.
Yeah, because it's made by Slightly Mad Studios. I think they went full mad.
But so far there is no official release date or nothing, anything else except simple statement that the new console will be coming from them, and also they will be giving away for free their engine to developers to build the games.
So you need to have a proprietary engine for.
Yep.
This. Then this is just they just dig their own hole with this. Why would some studio like EA or whatever, who invests millions of dollars into Frostbite, all of a sudden want to work with a different engine?
Because you can have 90 frames per second VR, baby.
Yeah, not per eye. You can have 180 frames per second. Yeah. They make FIFA with Frostbite now, so I don't see why would they want to use different engine.
Still, the news is really fresh.
Speaking of engines, what happened to Fox Engine, which powered MGS5?
Well, I guess it's the property of Konami.
But they don't make games anymore.
They do play PES.
It's okay, so Pro Evo Soccer is running on Fox Engine?
Not likely.
Yeah, because as we know, Death Stranding is running on the engine that
Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, they're using that engine. which is a shame because Fox Engine was really good.
I don't think it is a match for whatever's name was used in Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. There's also a picture of the picture, a render of what the Madbox are gonna look like. So I don't think the guys at the Slightly Mad Studios kind of understand that you keep or usually you would keep your console in your living room. Because I wouldn't want to keep this in my living room ever.
I mean, they are only the first pictures. I'm right now looking at them. It doesn't look really that bad.
No, but it looks like something a 10-year-old would put on a poster above his bed.
Don't judge the book by its cover. So the same logic can be seen here. We don't know what the console is capable of just judging by looks of it.
Yeah.
Okay, we can
say it looks
we can
bad.
come to the conclusions, but if it delivers what they are promising at a reasonable price, I mean, there will be already skins available to put it on there, just like there are skins on PlayStation, Xbox.
Yeah, but the shape is weird. Xbox is a box, you know? You put it in your media center and it blends in. PS4 is also slightly, you know, a box in italics, you know? So you put it in your media center, it's there. And this thing is fucking... it looks very weird.
Let's just keep fingers crossed and
Okay.
show some love to Slightly Mad Studios for actually coming up and being, if it is released internationally or globally, it will be the first manufacturer apart from Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox who will that will come with a new console.
Well,
after 20 years, more.
No, you're not right, because there was this console that played or that ran on what was it called? On Android engine, no? Or on Android. It was this little cube.
Oh, Nvidia Shield, you mean?
No. There was this little cube that it was like a cube. I'm not making a vagina, but it's like a little cube, and you put it. That's where Towerfall Ascension was originally from. I will Google what the machine was called.
We haven't seen.
Ouya.
Oh, but it didn't go internationally.
Oh, so you couldn't buy it everywhere.
So that's what I'm saying. If they manage to really do a global launch, meaning Asia, Europe, North America, then it will be the first console apart from the three main players to hit the markets. But we don't know, we have no idea at the moment of recording if it's coming out in the near future. How far are they in the development? They just announced it in the beginning of the year, and they said the new information will follow up during the January.
Okay, so pure speculation. If it can do 100 frames per second in VR.
180 to be precise.
What did I say?
100 is it?
Okay, if it can do 180 frames per second in VR, how much does this thing cost?
Well,
last week or 2 weeks ago, you were claiming that Xbox 2, let's call it that, Xbox Next, and PS5 will cost more than 500 euros.
Yep, that's what I believe.
So how much is gonna this bitch cost? when it can do 180 frames per second in VR?
$9.99. Magic
$9.99.
price.
I would say it will cost $1,300.
Okay, there's a $400 difference there.
Mhm.
Let's write it down, and we shall see who got closer
Uh-huh.
once the official announcements comes out.
I did write it down.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me just double check real quick, Madbox, if there isn't first detail. Okay, no.
While you're doing that,
He said the price will be competitive with the upcoming console prices.
okay.
So again, competitive.
Okay. So we think the new consoles will barely be able to do 60 frames in 4K. And and this dude is claiming they will do triple that
Yep.
for the competitive price.
Yes, for the competitive price.
Sure, buddy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Project Cars. It's very, very, very good. I think this is a mistake on their part. This is gonna. We're not getting a Project Cars 3. This is gonna eat up all their.
We are getting Project Cars 3. It was confirmed, or rumors has it's in development for this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Project Cars 2 came out last year, 2018.
17.
18.
No, 17.
Really? Okay. Time flies, man. All right. Speaking of consoles,
22nd of September 2017 is the
Okay.
release date of Project Cars 2.
okay, then yeah. Speaking of consoles, the PS4 is selling very good. How good is it selling?
Well, it's selling as good to the point where, according to the official sales numbers, Sony ended up the year with more than 90 million units sold in the PlayStation 4 lifetime, which is a huge success, and it's beating the Xbox One, all their consoles right now, by a good amount of 40 plus million units.
So Xbox is at 50.
Okay, so then, yes, so it's 40 then.
I don't know. I'm asking. Xbox is at 50 or?
From what I've seen, Xbox was 45.
Okay. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. 50.
Yeah, so then let's say 50
Okay.
compared to 90.
And you messaged me, will this sell as well as PlayStation 2?
I thought PlayStation 2 only sold 100 millions.
No, that was. I believe we sold more than 100 million.
No way.
Yeah. But the original V sold more than 100 million.
Okay, PlayStation 2, yeah, sold over 155 million units.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nothing will ever beat that. And then
Again,
V sold more than 100 million.
wow.
And then you got Xbox 360, then you got PS3, PS4, these sort of things. What are you doing?
Still, 90 million units is
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And as usual, even the report itself showed or said that in this year we are expected to see a decrease in the number of units
Oh,
sold.
of course, people are getting ready for the next thing. Okay. So what we can touch upon is Blizzard, who we had, or I had a really tough time, or I gave them a tough time in the past. So
Because of the Diablo Immortal?
yeah, in the last week they lost 2 key members of the staff. As in
Okay.
two sort of gaming developer managers left Blizzard. And also,
Is there an official reason why?
I didn't read that much into it. And a couple more guys that left the studios started their own studios.
Yep. It's called Second Dinner.
Yeah.
And they announced today they got a funding in the amount of $30 million. And they are working closely with Marvel to bring up a game for, I believe, next gen consoles. Which sounds really promising. They said that they have been working on a game for about 6 months right now. They started prototyping the game. So is it possible that the rumored Batman game might be coming from them?
Well, first of all, Batman isn't Marvel, so no. Which, don't worry, I will cut this question from the audio version. So, yeah, I got your back, but no, I don't think so. I think they're working on something. I don't know what they could be working on. Maybe they're doing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 or 4 or whatever number they're at. Because that's, if they're from Blizzard, that's, I don't know what team were they on, if they were on the Diablo team or whatever. Maybe they...
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 of Black Order for Switch is worked on right now.
Yeah, but that's the Diablo style game, no? Because I know there's a Marvel Diablo style game. Yes,
possibly.
There is, and maybe they're working on a sequel to that because that would make sense. If they're from the Diablo team, they have plenty experience with that sort of game.
I mean, as much as I would like to see a really quality game, in the short video where they shared the news with the fans, they said that they acquired $30 million for the game, which will be sufficient for them to really complete the game. So, judging by the number, 30 million for a big game isn't enough. So it will be.
Yeah, but they don't need to buy any licenses then if they're working directly for Marvel.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you got all the music, all the characters, all the things you need. Basically, what they need to do is code it.
So we'll come back to the
this could be very interesting. Maybe it's a Marvel card game. Who knows? Marvel Stone.
Or maybe Marvel for Madbox running in 180 FPS virtual reality. Exposed.
Yeah. Marvel game where you play as Hulk in 180 frames.
You smash things in 180 frames.
But it doesn't. My brain can't compute this. When you're watching a movie, there's a reason movies are not in 60 frames per second.
Yep, movies are in 24 shot.
Isn't it 27?
Well, it's definitely below 30.
Yeah, it's less than 30 because then it looks unnatural.
Just too fast. Yeah, the action just can't be comprehended by your eyes.
So why would my eyes be able to comprehend 90 frames per eye?
I love the argument. No, we are doing 90 per eye.
The fuck? When you're doing 90 per eye, you're doing 90, no? I don't have two brains. I only have one brain. How does this work? I'm very curious about this.
I'll dive into it after the podcast, and maybe we can clarify a little bit in the next episode.
Okay, if there's some new news. They said they're going to have news during January. So
once they hit, we'll definitely feature them here.
Yeah, if Pete doesn't need to play games at the moment, so we can record extra.
It was just one time, maybe 2 times or 3 times.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 3 times in, what is this, 11th episode?
For fuck's sake, you are counting how number of times I delayed the podcast.
No, but because one time I said no because I had plans for Friday, so... So, yeah. Anyway. Is there anything more you want to talk about? I know you were
Let's-
messaging me, but I don't really pay attention.
we got this covered. Let me just look at the phone real quick.
Okay, he's looking
Super.
at the phone. Quality content, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, our beloved game Fallout seems like it's up for another revival, and Bethesda confirmed that they will be adding player vendors. Unfortunately, no further details mentioned there.
Yeah.
But hopefully, it will work. Let's imagine, just like in Fallout 4, where you set up a shop or booth shop stand in your camp, and you could purchase items from there.
Okay. I will not comment on this until there's more facts, because I'm imagining something awesome, and I'm sure I will be disappointed.
So, what are your imaginations when they said players vending?
So, for me, this would require the camps to be permanent for my
Okay.
idea to work. But what I imagined when you said this is you have your stash, which is quite limited, right? So to give players a way to lessen the load on their stash, you could hook up the vending machine
Yep, vending machine.
to the stash, hook it up, and when you're not playing, people that are playing could come to your vending machine and buy things from your stash.
But only the things you marked for
Yeah.
sale, and there will be price to them.
Yeah. Or which I guess this will not work because you cannot have the camps when you're not online. So it will probably, if this would work the same way and you're online, then it's pointless because then you can just take it all out of there and trade it,
Okay.
So
Again, further details will be disclosed in the, and they are doing right now weekly updates on their official website,
yeah.
giving
Anyway,
the players information.
Yeah, if it only works when you're online, it's pointless.
Yeah,
Because there's no NPC to come around your camp and buy your things, It must be only other players. And if that's the case, you might as well just trade it to them. There is already a trade mechanic. And I don't want other players going anywhere near my camp when I'm
when you are not there.
Yeah.
Actually, a quick question: have you booted up the
No.
game? Okay. Since your 3 camps just vanished?
No. It was more than 3 camps.
Okay, more than 3 camps.
Yeah. Every time I loaded up, I was level 1 and my camp was gone.
Well, sad story.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. My original idea was to really compile a list of questions that I will be able to ask every time we play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like as usual, I didn't get to it. So
Mm-hmm.
again, it will be a pure improvisation. 10-minute timer set. Let's go. Is it male?
Yes.
Does he wear glasses?
No.
Does he have hair?
Yes.
Is he in his 20s?
I don't think so.
Okay, is he a young guy judging by his looks or appearance?
I would say he's not in his 20s. So that's no. And
Okay.
yes, he's a young guy.
Okay, is he present in the action game?
Yes.
Is he present in an action game with more games?
Yes.
Okay. Does he survive all three, all games?
Yes.
Okay. Does he have any special superpowers?
No.
Are the games available across all platforms
No.
except Nintendo? Except Nintendo.
No.
No. Is it only PlayStation exclusive?
Yes.
Maybe I can have it this time. um, is is he an explorer?
Yes.
Does his name start with N?
Yes.
Is he Nathan Drake?
Yes.
Thanks God. Did you just show me the mercy? Because it's
Yes.
week one of New Year.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
We went from Steve to Nathan Drake because
It all started with Nathan Hale. I remember this name till death.
no, then I
Then we went through Freeman, whatever. It's
what
not
you
Gordon
gave me
Freeman.
Nathan Hale. Nathan Hale is still the stupidest character you gave me. And no one knows him. No one cares about Resistance. Not even the developers care about Resistance. That's why it don't exist anymore.
Oh, hold up. The developers of Resistance don't exist anymore?
No, the series doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, okay. The series. Well, after I'm really bad at counting. Probably 5 wins in a row, I guess.
No,
4
three.
or 5.
Three.
Only 3?
Mhm.
Just like I said, I'm bad at counting. So after your 3 wins, it's my time to shine next time. And I'll promise I'll make it easy for you because it's the new year, beginning of the new year, and we all love each other.
Yeah, sure. All right. Is there anything more we want to add?
Didn't we want to talk about at some point about the dead series, like franchises which were really good but they died, just like Dead Space, Splinter Cell?
We can talk about that next week.
Okay.
Okay, there was a sneak peek into next week.
Yeah.
And now for this week, goodbye.
And no gaming disorder for you. That's
All right.